So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 1 of your very own Enderun Unmuted. Welcome, guys. Come on, guys. We need more, guys. We need more. All right, so yeah, finally it happened, guys. You know, it's been a long wait for, I think, all of us, especially for me. 'Cause, I've had this. We all had this idea since I think 2020. So finally it happened. But you know, better late than never. So
yeah. This is actually Irvin's brainchild in quarantine. This is his big idea.
Yeah,
and thank you for bringing us along with you, Irvin.
Sure. So I think, I heard, Jacob, that this episode is gonna be special, right?
Actually, this episode is going to be extra special, not only because it's our very first episode, but also because of our very special guest today, who will be discussing with us about conquering distractions.
Wow, that's very nice. And you know, I would just like to say why we name ourselves Enderun Unmuted. You know, because I think Enderun and its community needs, a voice, and we want this to be the place for that, right? Right, Kyla?
Yeah, so basically, like what Irvin said, we want this to be the place where you'll know about the people and the community in Enderun. So, we're that in quarantine right now. And so we can't really do that, face to face. And so we hope that this podcast is a way of just interacting with everybody in Enderun, basically.
Yeah, true. And of course, our content, we're gonna have special guests like student leaders, professors, and of course, we're gonna go to the theme of the current situations of the world. All right. So.
Well, before we bring on our guests, I think we should first start with introducing ourselves. So I'll start. My name is Jacob. I am 19. I'm taking ABM currently in grade 12. And I guess a little bit about myself. Some of my obsessions include anything that's entertainment related, really. So there's, movies, TV shows,
yes,
theater even. So, if you want to talk to me about it, Instagram right there. Yeah.
Okay, well, I guess I'll go next. So my name's Kyla. I'm also grade 12. Yeah, and I'm also studying ABM. And I'm 18. I'm the youngest of these two hosts and the only girl to kind of, balance the scales. That's what I'm in the middle. And I'm also the proud owner of the classic cookie.
That is so cool.
One of Enderun Unmuted's sponsors, quote unquote. So basically, if you guys want to get some cookies, why not follow at the classic cookie on Instagram?
Yeah.
Okay, so as Jacob mentioned, we're all in the same batch, the same Stransu, ABM, and my name is Irvin, one of your hosts. One of the best hosts in this program, to be honest.
He is the most experienced, so we'll give him that.
Okay, so this is not about us. It's about our guest today, which is very special. Why is she special? For me, because personally, when we and Jacob and Kyla went into Enderun, she was there on the first day we went there, right? Because I think we are in the same batch when she became principal. Right? I actually have a picture which we will show on the episode, not now, but yeah. So she's very special, and she inspired me, as a person, as a student, to be more, right, guys? So how about you, Jacob, Kyla?
I agree with everything you said. Like, one of the things that I love most about our guest is that, especially because she's actually our homeroom advisor right now, is I've learned that she is such a genuinely nice and kind and supportive person, and I really admire that about her.
Yeah, yes. I agree with everything you guys just said. She is not my advisor, but she is the best principal I have ever had. She's so supportive and so kind.
Great.
But first, a little bit of the practical side, a little bit about her background. She studied AB English Literature at Ateneo de Manila University. She also studied MS Multidisciplinary Studies, focused on education, at the State University of New York in Buffalo, which is a place we found out. And she also got her professional teaching certificate at University of the Philippines Open University.
That's a lot.
Wow, that's a lot.
I could never, I don't know.
We're still in high school and we're struggling. This
barely
guest
living
is so amazing, so accomplished. So Jacob,
Yeah, and just a few of her defining academic and career achievements. I had to cut them down because they were a lot and very wordy. Include being a feature writer for the Manila Bulletin,
That's so
an IB English language and literature teacher, IB extended essay coordinator, and of course, currently she's our very own principal at Enderun Senior High School.
Yeah, so without further ado, oh wait. She's actually also the moderator of what do you call it? Enderun Inc. and Enderun Artemis.
Artemis, yeah.
Alright. So without further ado, let's all welcome Miss Cherry Tan.
Oh my gosh, thank you for having me on.
Yes, Miss, we're so
For
honored.
listing all of this very embarrassing quality about me.
So as you heard, guys, she's a very special person. You know, not just as a principal, but you know, as a person indeed, right? You guys, we all agree here, right?
Yes, we do.
All right.
It takes special people to recognize special people. Right back at all of you.
Oh. No, we're flattered.
Okay, so I think we should end the program because
That's basically it.
That's all we needed. We're so inspired to carry on.
all right.
Yeah.
So thank you again, Miss Cherry, for having us. So I think Kyla here prepared a game for you. Because, you know,
Yes.
I think he
We
he wrote
did.
something in the form that, you know, includes about your interests and all. So, you know, we're going to do that.
So before we get to any of the questions, we're gonna have a little trivia game about your interests, Miss Cherry. That's
Oh my
right.
God.
So
Okay.
this little segment is called
And
Ender
what?
what?
It's like Ender,
love
but
it.
what? Okay.
Yeah,
Yes,
I
we
didn't
thought it
want to
was
say
really
that.
clever.
So they said it. But anyway, so we'll be asking you different trivia questions about your interests, maybe a bit of what you studied, and the
Oh,
score will be determining what grade you get. So we'll actually be the ones grading
Yes.
you
A student's dream,
respectfully.
guys.
Oh,
A
Respectfully.
student's dream.
And
This is
Okay.
student empowerment at its finest.
Yes. And if you get a high enough score, you're going to be in the Titans Hall of
A
Fame.
fame.
Of
Basically.
fame. It's
But
very
since-
prestigious.
You're the first teacher or the
Gonna be
first
a top
guest
one.
ever. You're gonna probably
You're
be
probably
on the
gonna
Hall
be
of
on it
Fame.
anyway.
So
I'll
let's
set
get
the bar
started.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Let's get started.
So, for the first two questions, Miss, since you included the MCU as one of your interests, which is my specialty, I prepared two questions that are MCU related. So, are you ready, Miss?
Oh my goodness. Okay.
Okay. So, for the first question, I will be saying a quote, and you have to tell me which MCU character said it. Okay? Okay, here we go. If you're nothing without the suit, then you shouldn't have it.
Iron Man. He said it.
Oh,
so
wow. Wow. Honestly, Miss, we didn't even expect you
Miss,
would know
I'm
the
not
answer.
gonna- That was too fast, Miss. Okay.
That's amazing.
What do you know?
We are actually
the real
impressed.
name of Iron Man, Miss.
Oh, Tony Stark.
Okay, okay, everyone knows.
Okay, that was not part of the
That was easy. That was easy.
That was a part of the question.
Okay, then the second question should be really easy for you.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's gonna be easy.
the next one is, what is the real name of Captain Marvel?
Oh. Oh
We
no!
got her. We got
You
her.
did. You got me. Oh my god. Wait. No.
We got her.
I know she's played by Brie Larson.
Okay.
Oh god.
That's something.
Okay.
That is something. That's her real name.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Captain
That's
Marvel.
all I
Maybe just her real name.
Oh my goodness. Okay, wait, hold on. I'm going
Should
to
we give Miss a
Are you
hint?
Googling?
I'm going to
Miss, are you
Google a
Googling?
friend. Shh.
Oh, a
It's
friend.
called
We
using
have
your
all friends.
resources.
That is true, Miss.
There's a tip. There's a free tip.
That's
Okay, go.
Who is it, Miss?
No, what's my
Oh.
tip?
Oh, your
okay,
tip.
okay,
Okay, Jacob, do you mind giving the clue?
The clue is, I'm not sure if it's going to be helpful, but her name is almost exactly the same as Supergirl's real name.
That doesn't help.
Not helpful at all.
I thought it was gonna be like the first letter.
I do remember her first name because I remember my mom telling me before that
Your
one of
mom.
my uncles. No. One of my uncles wanted to name me this. Her name is
Okay.
Carol something or other.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
That's
Carol.
right. Can we get the last name? It is
Can
Carol.
you get the last name is?
Imagine
It
Miss
starts
Cherry
with the
being
letter
named Carol.
D. The
Yeah,
last
D.
name starts with the letter D.
It's not
What?
Danger, is it? That'd be super corny.
No.
Carol Danger.
No, kidding. Okay, you can do this, Miss.
It sounds like Denver.
Okay,
I know
yeah,
you're
yeah.
so
close.
I
so
know
close.
I know
You should
she's
give it to
she's
Miss.
in the
To the vowel.
military.
Yeah.
You're so
yeah,
close,
You
Miss.
should give it to Miss, I guess. Yeah, let's give it to Miss, guys.
Okay.
Oh,
We'll
Okay,
give you the
sure.
point,
She's the very
Miss.
first guest anyway.
Yeah, that's
so.
a nice guess.
okay. And you
The
guys.
correct-
So,
correct
what was the
answer.
answer?
It's Carol Danvers.
Oh.
And fun fact, Supergirl's real name is
Kara
Kara Danvers.
So, there's something.
Oh,
in there.
lol.
That's a fun fact that no one
So
wanted.
close, Miss.
Nice.
You got 2 out of 2, Miss. I'm proud. I'm very proud.
No, not really. It was like 1.5.
Close
Carol
enough. We weren't
Denver.
expecting
It's
you
okay,
to know them.
Miss. We're nice.
No, and it's you know
Okay.
what? It's not about the grades. It's about the growth,
Amen.
Yeah.
the learning process, and
Such
now
a wise
I
woman.
will never forget her name, Carol Danvers. Okay.
All right.
Okay. So, Miss, the next 2 questions are actually related to what you studied, sort of, kind of. But
Not sure.
a lot of you may have already know, as we said in the introduction of Miss Sherry, she studied English, and she was also our teacher in oral comm, best oral comm teacher ever. And so we actually have a few riddles for you.
Oh my goodness.
Are they related? We're not
got
sure.
Are they related? Kinda. But we have a few riddles for you. So I'll be reading the first one. So
Okay.
it's
Okay.
I have cities but no houses. I have mountains but no trees. I have water but no fish. What am I?
You got
Holy
this, Miss.
moly. I have cities,
But no house.
But no houses.
but no houses.
I have
I have
mountains
mountains.
but no trees. I have water but no fish. What
I
am
didn't get this one either.
Oh my goodness. You guys are making a fool out of me. Hold on. Cities, mountains, and water, but no fish. Is it a snow globe? Lol. No. Hold on.
It has.
It can
I like
be.
how
It has
Why?
trees,
Oh,
though.
all of your faces
It
were like,
can be, I guess.
flatter. Flatter than a snow globe.
A lot.
Sorry, the answer. Okay.
like a map?
Ding, 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 ding.
Oh my god!
Congratulations.
I like how it was like flatter.
Yeah, you
Flatter than a snow
gave it
globe.
away, Carla, but
A
that's still a nice
paperweight?
guess.
I'm sorry.
No,
But
it's good.
Miss got it!
Three out of
Miss
three.
3 out of 3.
Oh, you guys are too generous.
We have 2 more.
Yeah, so
Never
Miss,
stops.
the next one is kind of, we made it personal to you. So this one is, I wear a red robe with a staff in hand and a stone in my throat. What am I?
Oh my gosh. It's a cherry.
Yeah.
We're so excited that you got that one.
Nice one.
We're glad you got it.
Kyla
Miss.
made this up, Miss.
Oh.
No, I saw it online, actually.
Yeah.
Irvin suggested. She was
Yeah.
like,
You could have just
put a
claimed it.
cherry
Cherry.
riddle. That's why I
There's a
searched cherry
cherry
riddles
riddle anywhere.
online.
Nice
I
one,
love
Miss.
it.
If you got that wrong, we're gonna end the show now.
Yeah, it would have been so embarrassing.
Alright, so here, Miss, last question.
Okay.
You're gonna perfect this. So we know that you're a fan of yoga and dogs and stuff and pets, right?
I like how
Okay.
those things are interrelated.
Yeah.
Okay, so what?
Is it downward dog?
No.
It's not.
We could have.
Okay, Miss. So what's the type of yoga in which people use yoga to achieve harmony with their pets? So a yoga with your pets. It's actually cute. name.
Yes, miss. It's a type of yoga.
But I didn't insisted.
Miss,
I feel
just
like
try
I
to
need to ask my dog.
come up with the first name that comes to your mind. It's probably right.
It's actually a nice one.
It's like-
Miss.
Honestly, I'm not very creative. It's like pet yoga.
It's kind of like a pun,
It's
I'd
close.
say.
It's
It's
a
a
pun.
pun.
Is that your final answer, Miss?
No, hold
She's
on.
competitive,
I'm very
guys.
competitive. I am. I'm like, oh.
It's alright, miss. Like we
We
said, you're
are.
probably going to be on the Hall of Fame.
Hold on. Okay. Harmony with their pets. Oh,
you got this, Miss.
No, I don't. I'm coming
You
up
need-
blank.
Do you need a hint,
Okay,
miss?
oh my
I'll
gosh,
give you the starting letter. It starts with a D.
A D again.
Is it something?
The suspense.
The suspense. We're gonna put suspense music right now.
D.
Miss, are you giving out?
4 letters.
I'm giving. It's 4 letters. It's Doga.
Yeah.
Oh my
How did you know? I was like,
You
did
even know
someone
that
tell me the answer?
existed, to be honest. Do you know
I did not know. It was just 4 letters. I was like, well, yoga.
Doga?
I was like, I wanted to say, like yoga, but that sounds so wrong.
Well, you got it right, Miss. It's called Doga. It's a cute name.
Yeah.
Doga, right?
Oh my
Doga.
gosh.
So,
So you could probably
congratulations,
try
Miss.
it with your pets.
Yeah, for sure.
Doga. So even if it's with cats, it's still Doga, right?
Yeah, I think so. I just
I
saw
remember
this on
about
the
that,
website somewhere.
Okay, so congratulations, Miss. You aced that. So that's why
And
she's
for the
got an
score?
A+.
A plus.
Yay!
Congratulations.
So right now you're the top
Our
one.
first
top
Titan Hall of
Titan
Famer.
Hall of Fame.
Woohoo.
Yes, congrats,
He set the
miss.
bar high.
I get to
guys.
say I'm the first and only
Yes.
for about
Yeah.
a week.
For a week.
About a week, yeah.
For a week.
So again, congratulations,
it.
Miss, and I hope you enjoyed that. And what? So next week we're gonna have
fun.
that every week, guys. So yeah, so
No,
we want to talk about Miss, like the recap about your academic background first, because we know that you've been through a lot. Like you've been to the States, back here, back to the States, and back here again, I guess. So yeah, can you share some of your like experience through the time?
well, actually, a lot of my later education has really been online. And so I would have teachers come and visit and consult. They would come over from Buffalo. They would come to Manila. There was a cohort of us. And so this whole remote learning and online setup, it's
It's
something
something
that I'm really familiar with. Like segue, right? It's something that I've experienced from a student's point of view as well as from a teacher's point of view. So I'm not
Wow.
any close to being an expert on it, but I do commiserate because I know how difficult it can be, how difficult it really is. I mean, going back to the topic at hand and trying to kind of sustain the momentum as well as the focus, it just gets that much harder when you don't have that physical aspect of a classroom and your peers
That is true.
and someone in authority in front of you kind of breathing down your neck all the time.
All right. So yeah, I
Yeah,
think
that
Miss
is
Chair is
true.
actually a
That's-
perfect teacher for the current situation.
Yeah,
'Cause
that's amazing.
Yes.
been a student.
It's my first school year not teaching though. It's so
Oh,
sad.
Oh, you
Oh.
didn't teach the grade
Miss-
11? That's so sad. That's so
You're a great teacher, miss.
Aww.
That's really true.
think about it, right? Maybe Miss Cherry was meant to like be the principal, because last year you had
Yeah.
grade 11, but right now it's like pandemic. She became a
That's
student
so
and
true.
also like a leader to to the online setup right now, right? So yeah, so Miss, I
Yeah.
think you went to Ateneo.
I did.
Wow.
When I graduated, so I did my primary and middle school in different countries, and then my parents decided to relocate or to repatriate back to the Philippines. And so when I came back, I was supposed to be in high school, and they were asking me if I wanted to continue in the international school setting. But then, it's nice actually that we're doing this on People Power Revolution Day, or the commemoration of that, because it was really important for me to kind of figure out what being Filipino meant, because I had never lived here. I'd never
Oh.
spoken the language. I'd never really had like Filipino friends. And so when my parents asked me if I wanted to go to a local private school or to the international school, I opted for the local private school because I thought it'd be a good experience. It would be a good like immersion into that culture. It was a big shock, but it was a good shock, I think. And so after high school, I was actually meant to go back to the States for college. I was supposed to attend Rutgers because I was born in New Jersey, and so it's the State University of New Jersey. But then, things kind of, especially at your age, you guys are in grade 12 and the world is opening up in terms of all the possibilities. And you'll always have that pressure to kind of choose the biggest and brightest plan, right? Or choose the most ambitious. And sometimes that's the road you're supposed to take. But there are other times when the road that people don't expect you to take is the one that's meant for you. Because there was something about staying here and studying here for university that felt right, that felt like I was making the right decision. And so when I got my acceptance letters for the local colleges, I never got my letter for UP, so I'm assuming that I got in. No, I'm just kidding.
You probably did this.
It's a 4-hour exam, and half of it is in Filipino.
Oh gosh.
And
Oh, wow.
it's not even like there's a Filipino section that takes 2 hours. No, it's every
Everything's Filipino?
subject. There's an English portion and a Filipino portion. So imagine there's
Even mathematics.
science. Yeah, there's science in English, and then
That's
there's
so hard.
science in Filipino.
Oh, it could
There's
never.
math in English, there's math in Filipino. So you're going to be looking at words that you've never kind of
You
had
were
to
never
read.
even taught that.
I was never taught. I was
Oh
going
my
into
God.
that. I was going into the UPCAT thinking that pecho and pecha were the same word. And little did I know that they mean completely different things.
Me too.
So yeah. And then you're kind of banking on the fact that, okay, it's right minus wrong. So if I don't answer all the Filipino, then I just
Yeah.
break even and I might have a chance. I'll break even at 0.
Right.
No, but yeah. No, it was difficult because, yeah, a lot of people were kind of confused at my choices. But at the end of the day, you have to do what feels right for you. And I didn't feel like I was ready to leave the Philippines yet. And I haven't really left the Philippines since then. So, it is what it is. It is good. And look where I ended up.
Yeah, wow. That's so good.
Yeah, miss. So, having been to all of these different schools and universities, what was one of the things that you had to really feel like you had to readjust to or adjust to having gone there?
Yeah. It does come down to kind of learning how you fit in with the culture, the people that you're with. It was when I came here for high school, I think my first year was a huge adjustment. Like I didn't understand a lot of the structure behind a traditional Catholic school.
Yeah. That's,
I didn't understand the logic behind
yeah, and you're
okay,
from the States, miss, so that's really different. Right?
it was I came from a very liberal background, and self-expression was important and encouraged even as early as middle school. So when I moved here and the focus was now on conformity and uniformity, that was a huge kind of shift in thinking. I remember my first experience of quarterly exams. I didn't even have my school uniform yet, but I had to sit through quarterly exams because I came in late in the school year. I think I started in September. So right around then, they started taking their exams. And I wasn't allowed to take my exams because my fingernails were too long.
That's the thing. Oh,
Yeah, it's a
Really?
thing. It's a thing. It was a thing, and I was so baffled.
wow.
What's the length of my fingernails have to do with my ability to sit this exam? You should be more concerned of the fact that I haven't been in school long enough to know the contents. But you're making me stand outside the classroom because I need to find a nail cutter. I ended up
Biting your nails.
biting my fingernails off, which was a huge thing for me. Because when I was a kid, I was a compulsive nail biter up until I was about 5 or 6. And it was a horrible, horrible habit that I had. And it took
It
so
was a
long
skill,
to
miss.
break it. It was a skill. It was so, and so for me, like, my fingernails were a very, like, touchy subject. But I was like, fine, you know what? Fine, I will conform. So I stood there outside my classroom just biting my fingernails off. And it was so embarrassing because
What?
here is the new girl that nobody knows, that nobody understands. She's not even dressed like us, and she's standing outside biting her fingernails. Kind of like ranting and raving. So that was my first, that was like,
Experience. Wow,
it was
that-
hard to shake that first impression, right?
Yeah, I would go back again to the States after that. I would.
Well,
It was a learning experience, and the thing is, like, you have the tendency to think, especially when you're at that age, when you're coming in from a different culture that you think is quote unquote better or more developed or just different, and you kind of have that assumption that because it's more traditional, that because there are more rules, that it's behind or a little bit backwards. But it really took a lot of experience and a lot of soul searching to recognize that it doesn't, one is not better than the other. There are pros and cons to both, and it's about finding that balance. It's about being able to kind of recognize what works for you, what doesn't work for you, what is a non-negotiable and what can be compromised, and I wish I had this kind of reflective ability back then, because it would have saved me so much grief.
But here, at least you made it, right? You're alive.
Well,
you survived.
yeah. Well,
Oh, we're ending?
yes, Jacob, we are ending. And sorry to cut you off, Miss Cherry, but we noticed that the episode was going on for a bit too long. But it's because you said so much good things, and we wanted everyone to hear it. And so we will be playing the next part of this episode next week. So be sure to look out for that on Friday. Am I right, Irvin?
Yes, that's true. So this is the time we mute ourselves now, Enderun Unmuted stuff and stuff like that. So again, tune in with us again, guys. Like Kyla said, every Fridays are at around 5 or 6 p.m. So again, Jacob, you want to say anything? We're done. Yeah, that's it.
What? I was
that's it.
actually gonna say
Bye.
something.
Okay.
Bye!
Bye, guys. Jacob will say that in the next episode.